Did you know that frozen fruits and veggies can sometimes be more nutritious than fresh ones? It may sound shocking, but the freezing process locks in many of the essential vitamins and minerals that produce its nutritional punch. So which is really better for you, fresh or frozen? The answer might surprise you, and unfreezing the truth could change how you shop for and prepare your family's meals. For decades, fresh produce has been hailed as the superior nutritional choice, but emerging research shows that frozen fruits and vegetables, when properly frozen in peak ripeness, can retain high levels of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants.
Then I'm gonna eat some vegetables.
However, there's a lot of confusion and misinformation out there about frozen versus fresh. Many people still believe that fresh is always best without understanding the science behind freezing and nutrient preservation. In this video, we'll unpack the key insights from the latest studies to reveal when frozen produce can actually have the nutritional edge. We'll also share critical tips on selecting, storing, and preparing both fresh and frozen for maximum nutrient retention. From the surprising truth about frozen berries to the best ways to cook frozen vegetables, this is a must-watch guide that could totally change your perspective on frozen food. Stay tuned until the end to learn a meal prep hack that will save you money and waste. But before this, let's take a look at what we mean when we say this is fresh.
Okay, then let's go.
Fresh fruits and veggies are the ones that are just picked and not treated in any way. They are in their pure, natural state. No canning, freezing, or drying involved. That's why they are so darn good for you. These fresh foods are packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber that keep our bodies healthy and help prevent diseases. Things like vitamin C, potassium, folate, you name it. Fresh produce has it in spades. Now here's the catch. Fresh doesn't automatically mean better nutrient levels than frozen or canned. It really depends on how the fresh stuff is handled and stored after being harvested. If it sits around too long before eating, those good nutrients can start breaking down.
Now I understand.
That's why it's super important to handle fresh produce with care. Proper washing, storage in the fridge, and using it up quickly help lock in those health benefits. Cut it too soon before using and you risk losing nutrients and increasing bacteria growth. Not ideal. The beauty of fresh is that amazing just-picked flavor and crisp, juicy texture you just can't replicate. But it does require a bit more TLC, tender love and care, to truly maximize the nutritional punch. When it's fresh season for your favorite fruits and veggies, take a few extra steps. It's totally worth it. Now let's take a look at the other side of the table, frozen food. Freezing is a smart way to keep fruits and veggies packed with nutrients for a long time. Here's how it works. The produce is frozen super quickly when it's at its peak ripeness and most nutrient dense. This rapid freezing is called flash freezing. Helps lock in moisture, texture, and flavor. Before freezing, veggies go through a quick blanching process to deactivate enzymes that could make nutrients break down over time.
Wow.
Now you might think, freezing would zap a bunch of minerals and vitamins, but studies show that's not really the case. Yes, some water-soluble vitamins like C and certain B vitamins can dip a bit during blanching and freezing. But overall, the nutrient losses are way less than what happens when fresh produce sits around for days. In fact, research found that frozen fruits and veggies can be just as nutritious as fresh ones, and sometimes even better. The freezing process can actually boost vitamin E levels compared to fresh, and it does an A+ job preserving minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron, along with fiber and antioxidants. The key is those tiny ice crystals that form during rapid freezing. They cause way less cell damage than slow freezing at home. This helps keep the produce's cellular structure and its nutrients nicely intact. But just like fresh, how you store frozen matters too. Keep those fruits and veggies at a frosty 0 degrees Fahrenheit or -18 degrees Celsius or below to retain maximum nutrients during freezer life. So don't knock frozen produce. When done right, freezing is one cool way to hit a pause on nutrient loss and keep a ton of the good stuff locked inside. But you may be wondering, what about taste and texture? Does freezing give you a subpar eating experience compared to fresh?
What's the answer?
Let's talk taste. One of the biggest factors people consider when choosing between fresh and frozen produce. The freezing process can definitely impact flavor and texture compared to fresh foods. With fresh fruits and veggies, you get all those natural enzymes, vitamins, and minerals that give amazing, authentic taste. Plus that crisp, firm texture from the intact cell structure. Freezing, on the other hand, can rupture these cell walls. This leads to a softer, mushier texture when thawed. And some of those flavor compounds get diluted too, especially in high-water produce like berries. But here's the kicker. How the freezing is done makes a huge difference in taste. The flash freezing used commercially creates way smaller ice crystals that do less cell damage. So while not 100% fresh tasting, flash frozen is much closer than typical home freezing methods.
No problem, no problem.
Cooking and prep methods play a role too. Boiling frozen veggies can further dilute flavors, while steaming or roasting helps concentrate those tasty notes. For frozen fruits, using them in smoothies or baked goods lets you bypass any texture issues. The takeaway? Frozen may not win any taste tests against ultra fresh, but with smart selection and prep, you can absolutely maximize both nutrition and flavor from the freezer aisle. Now that you understand the nutritional and taste factors, let's get practical. When should you opt for fresh versus frozen? And how can you maximize the quality of whichever option you choose? But before this, if you're finding this guide helpful so far, give this video a like and subscribe for more tips on making the most of fresh and frozen produce. We've got lots more to unpack.
Great!
Now, let's get real for a moment. When picking fresh or frozen fruits and veggies, think about a few key things. First up, what's in season? Go for fresh when your faves are in peak season locally. You'll score the best taste, nutrition, and value, like rocking those fresh berries all summer. But once they're out of season, frozen can be a real budget-friendly gem. No need to pay premium prices for sad, shipped-across-the-world produce. Frozen locks in all those nutrients at prime ripeness.
I like this.
How you plan to use the goods matters too. Fresh is fab for raw snacking and salads where you want that just-picked crunch. But if you'll be cooking or baking with it, frozen is A-OK since freezing impacts texture more than flavor. For storing and prepping, here are some hacks for you.
Tell me I'm crazy.
Proper storage and prep are everything for keeping nutrients intact in both fresh and frozen. For fresh, stash in the fridge to slow nutrient breakdown and spoilage. Use breathable bags or containers to allow airflow. Tomatoes and potatoes are exceptions. Leave them at room temp and wash that fresh stuff right before using, not before storing. Drying leafy greens well also helps them last longer. For frozen fruits and veggies, that frosty 0 degrees Fahrenheit temp is key. Avoid the thaw and refreeze cycle too, as that'll degrade quality fast. When cooking frozen veggies, go straight from freezer to steamer or microwave for max nutrient retention. No need to thaw first. With frozen fruit, thawing in the fridge works great for smoothies and baking. Or just toss those rock-solid berries straight into your blender.
I really learned a lot.
At the end of the day, you want a nice mix of fresh and frozen produce for a well-rounded, nutrient-packed diet. Different fruits and veggies contain different vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Using both gives you that full spectrum of goodness. Take advantage of fresh, seasonal bounty when it's at its flavorful, affordable peak. Then lean on frozen for out-of-season faves and variety. Having a stash of each on hand opens up so many more meal possibilities too. Fresh for raw dishes, frozen for smoothies or soups. The bottom line, don't get caught up in fresh versus frozen. They can absolutely work together for maximum nutrition and enjoyment on your plate. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences working both fresh and frozen into your routine. What are your go-to fresh picks when they're in season? Favorite frozen meal prep hacks? Share your tips and tricks in the comments.